Much love to all Hoopers, all basketball fans, all NBA fans. Who's not a fan of Kevin Durant? And to see him going through his injury problems this season is kind of hard, but oh well, it's basketball and life, and the body breaks down at some point. So um, we will try in this video to be specific in trying to figure out maybe what could be some of the causes. And I think a major factor before we talk about the specific injury is off season, importance of athletes in having an off season. For most of the greats with the most longevity, it seems that they take a season where they're not on the basketball court, they're not playing basketball. For instance, Michael Jordan famously in the summers golfs 36 holes, spends 5 6 hours walking around on grass. That seems like a good way to not get stress fractures in your foot. Ray Allen, another guy who lasted a really long time, won multiple championships. Was a bicyclist, cycler in the off season, and he says that he doesn't think that it's smart to play basketball in the off season because it's too much pounding that adds up. So similarly with a lot of guys who last a long time, they take off seasons. Interestingly, Kevin Durant, before his injury-plagued 2014-2015 season, coming off his MVP, put out a video, full-length video called The Off Season that showed what he was doing in the off season, and he didn't really take one, it seemed. He sat out of the USA scrimmage or US Team USA, that stuff, but he was in the gym grinding all season basically, which is fine because he's trying to push his skill as a basketball player. But he was just on the court working the whole time, and I mean there could be biomechanical causes for his fracture, specific movements. Maybe he's using his foot wrong. Maybe his body's too heavy, or he's jumping too high and his landings aren't good. I don't know. Um, but I would guess that taking an off season would definitely help and would have helped. So, agree, disagree. Who watched the off season? Because when I watched the off season and heard he went out with an injury, I was like, well, that's probably why, but maybe not. Um, to get into the specifics of the Jones fracture that he has, if you're interested, because I've researched this, it's on his right foot. Imagine this is your foot. Here's your pinky toe, and here's the metatarsal or whatever. There's a bone that runs through the midfoot, and Jones fracture occurs when it breaks through right in the back. And the problem with the Jones fracture is it doesn't unite when it heals the bones. So in a lot of places, if you break your bone, it refuses and it's no big deal. But this little bone in the foot does not reunite. It stays separate. So it requires surgery generally, and the surgery has to put in a screw, and there's complications. Kevin Durant's now having hardware complications because the screw is causing irritation. And I mean, Kevin Durant will recover and he'll have a career, but this thing could bother him for, it could be Jones fractures is a pretty serious injury actually, so that's too bad. And we wish him the best. So who knows? Maybe his landings could be softer. Maybe his landing techniques or the way he uses his foot could be better. Maybe he jumps too high and he's heavy. But if there's anything, hopefully, I think the takeaway is athletes should consider taking off seasons where you don't even necessarily work on skill, you just work on athleticism, totally different kinds of athleticism, not even on the court, just for a month to 2 months a year, play other sports, go on the sand, go on the grass, cycle, swim, stuff like that. So um, I know that's not the norm now with AAU basketball. Everyone plays year round, and I think that that's really contributing to why so many guys have are coming to the league with injuries, broken feet, and stuff like that. So in general, I think off seasons are really undervalued. So agree, disagree, let me know what you think. I find this to be pretty interesting, and I think we can learn a lot from it. So let me know. Peace.